I went and tried that Hungry Jack's Rebel Whopper. Did a bit of an experiment with the team, so I've got a sample size of 3 that were in that day that we chopped it up, and we all had a bit of a bite to see.
You chopped it up, you didn't even have a whole one each.
Oh, it was all very scientific, I tell you. So anyway, I think the consensus was that if you were just handed one and you were just told it's a Whopper, you probably would think it's a Whopper.
Certainly, if you were drunk, you wouldn't think any different.
That's right. If you were to eat a real Whopper with the Rebel Whopper side by side, you could probably tell the difference. But like you said, it's not as if it was any healthier for you, because we had a look at the nutrition breakdown, and it wasn't that great. But it was an interesting sort of experiment, actually, in the sense that maybe they could have done better, because maybe they should have made it more palatable to eat, so that you would prefer it over the standard Whopper, and then that would potentially lead people to start eating that instead of the actual Whopper. But it is an interesting experiment that they conducted, because I'd be perfectly happy to eat one of those if I ever go to Hungry Jack's again in the near future or anything like that. It wouldn't annoy me to eat one of those, as opposed to some of their vegetarian options that they've had in the past.
That's right, but I think the interesting thing is both our teams independently tested and came up with the same conclusion. And while there's no problem with eating a Rebel Whopper, it kind of, maybe because the standards of the Whopper, perhaps have fallen in recent years, it doesn't make you want a Whopper anymore, Rebel or otherwise. And I think that's the missed opportunity, as you're saying. If they found some way just to make it a little bit better.
But I mean, there's still room for improvement. They've got time to improve it if they think there's I don't know, some dough in it for them, maybe. Not bread dough, of course.
That's right. Well, they could add some of the products you're about to talk about.
Exactly. And of course, we're not sponsoring Hungry Jack's or anything like that in this particular thing. But it's worth pointing out that I think it was an interesting experiment that they're conducting there as well.